Instagram looks like it's stuck. Poor connection. Good morning, everybody. My name is Erin. Thank you for joining us at Mystic Fitness for our 9 a.m. yoga flow outdoors in the beautiful Victory Field. So we are very happy to have you join us at home on either Facebook or Instagram. And we're also very happy for you to join us outside here. It is absolutely beautiful. We would appreciate that you pre-register online if you do plan on coming to any of our classes, whether it's out here or in the studio. And if you are enjoying our videos, we would appreciate if you have the means to donate to the studio so that we can keep giving you this great live yoga at home. So if you have blocks for your practice, you will be best supported today by the use of blocks. And if you don't have them, you could always use anything really that's just going to bring the floor up a little higher for you. So even like a little step stool or something along those lines, stack of books that are sturdy will also work. All right. So we will begin in a seated position. You can sit back on your heels, or if it feels comfortable for you, to fold one leg in front of the other, like I'm doing here. Maybe you do it that way. Once you find a comfortable place to be, you will allow your eyes to softly close. And let's start to take some easy breaths in and out through the nose. As you inhale, you'll inhale down into the belly first. Maybe the breath starts to rise up a little bit, and then release it. Inhaling down into the belly, and then release. Noticing that there's equal weight in both sits bones, so not coming onto one side or the other more firmly. Really rooted down through the center to the ground. Crown of the head is reaching proudly up towards the sky. And your shoulders are softening from your ears. As you start to feel more comfortable here, your breath will get longer. Inhaling down into the belly and then letting the breath rise on up to expand the ribs. And releasing. Inhaling down into the belly all the way up to your capacity without straining. And letting it go. Trying to work into a 3-part breath this morning, a Dirga Pranayama. The inhale comes through the nose, down into the belly. It rises up to the mid-chest, upper chest, and then release. Without overthinking it, taking a few more. Allowing yourself to really settle into the practice. Letting go of anything that happened earlier on today or yesterday. And releasing what might happen in our futures. And giving ourselves this gift of the here and now, really being in the moment. We'll get about 2 more here together. One more. Good. Maintaining your conscious breath. Let's sweep the arms all the way up overhead as you breathe and really stretch to the sky, nose to the sky. Exhale, hands draw down to heart center. Let's do that twice again. Inhale, stretch the arms up, lengthen through the side ribs. Exhale, hands draw to heart, and you engage the abdominal a bit there. Last time. And hands to heart, just gently firming the low belly, taking a pause. Maybe setting an intention for your class this morning if there's something that brought you to your mat. And we'll open up our class by uniting our voices in the sound of Om, and we'll prepare with a cleansing breath. Let's take it in together through the nose and sigh it out. Inhaling for Om. Have a beautiful practice, everybody. Let's open our eyes and we'll begin in a tabletop position this morning. So let's make our way onto hands and knees. Knees are under the hips or even a little bit further back, which will help you strengthen your core more. And the hands are either under shoulders, or if your wrists are not so bendy, you might bring them a little bit more forward. Starting off with cat and cows here, we'll inhale, lower the belly, look up, we arch. Exhale, curl and round. We'll get 4 more. Inhale, look up. Exhale, chin to chest, curl, pressing pads of fingers to the floor. 3 more. And just moving at your own pace. 2 more, and maybe you bend the elbows a little bit, warming up elbow joints. And one final one. And curl it. Making our way back to neutral spine, we'll begin to fire up the core here by extending the right leg back. Take a moment here, press the ball of your foot into the floor with a long leg and start to feel the low belly drawing in a bit so that you're very strong. And then we will lift the right leg up. Feel free to just keep the right leg up and the hands to the floor. Or maybe you extend the left arm forward as well. Take a breath in. On the exhale, we'll curl, elbow and knee in, or maybe just the knee. Inhale, lengthen and stomp the foot back. Exhale, curl. Twice again. And curl. 1 more. And curl. Let's come back to our balancing table and pause. Flex the back foot so that the toes point down. 1 last long breath. Good. We'll drop the hand and the knee down to the ground. And coming into threaded needle, lifting the left arm first. Inhale, stretch the arm to the sky. Exhale, left arm shoots underneath, and you can bend the right elbow. Let's peel open on the in-breath, come out, and exhale, reach through. We'll get 1 more flowing one here. Inhale, peel open, big stretch. And then exhale, let's land on our threaded needle. And you can keep your right hand where it is. Or if it feels more comfortable, you can really lengthen it forward. For me, this feels so delicious. So it's getting a nice stretch through the top ribs there. Kind of tenting your fingers on the floor in front of you. Another 2 breaths. And 1 more here. All right, coming out, sliding right hand back under shoulder. Inhale, left arm up, 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 big yawn there with the body, and then bring it back down. And we'll do the same on the other side, beginning with our balancing table. Left leg slides back. First, take the ball of your foot to the floor. Press the foot into the ground, and that will help you find your core muscles there. Then we will extend it using your glute. Squeeze the glute. Toes point down. If you wish, right arm extends forward. We've got 4 flows. Take a breath. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl it in. 2 more. 1 more. Inhale, lengthen and pause. Exhale, holding your position. Holding for 1 more breath in and out. Good. Let's drop the hand and the knee down and threaded needle on the right arm. Right arm sweeps up on an in-breath. Exhale, thread it through. 2 more flows there. Peel open when you breathe in. Exhale to thread. Every in-breath in your practice is a time to extend and get more length. Exhale, we will twist and stay here. Maybe the left arm extends forward to get a deeper stretch through the top ribs. 2 breaths. One more. Good. Taking the left arm back under the shoulder now. We'll inhale the right arm up to the sky. And exhale, bring it down to the floor. We're coming back in towards a child's pose, but keep your feet or your knees and feet hips width apart. Begin to press the hips back here. On your in-breath, lift up through a cat, but then begin to extend forward in this modified plank position. As you exhale, lower your way down to the ground. Inhale, tuck your chin, lift up for cobra. Exhale, press back to child's pose variation. Couple more. Inhale through cat and then slide forward. Exhale, lower your way down. Inhale, tuck chin, lift up, cobra pose. Exhale, take it back. We've just got one more that way. Inhale, lift up and then lengthen, ignite the low belly. Exhale, slowly descend. Tuck chin, inhale, lift up with your strength of the back. And then exhale, we'll take it back to child's. Maybe you take the knees a little wider as you let yourself kind of settle in here, in between the legs, getting nice into the hips. You could always let your hands come under the forehead or extend the arms forward, whichever is your preference. You're more than welcome to come to child's pose or any other restful place anytime in your practice when your body needs it. Please always be aware of what your body needs in any given moment and let your body take over. You give it what it needs. One more here. All right, we'll make our way up into tabletop now and into downward facing dog. So pressing into the fingers, curl the toes, hips start to come up and back. So you want your feet at least hips width apart and the hands should be at least shoulders width apart, maybe even a little bit wider. Bend one knee at a time so that you can start to gently warm up the back chain of the body, in particular the hamstrings that might be tight here. After a few more, we'll start to find stillness, but you're welcome to pedal for as long as you like. I'm going to give it one more here myself. Good. Now we'll start to bend knees in down dog and try to slide yourself back a little more. From this position, your bent knees will spin over towards the right. Press into the right hand. Nice stretch through right ribs. One more breath. Coming through center and then spinning knees over towards left side. Breathe. Nice. Coming back into your downward facing dog. We'll practice one waved plank together here. Inhale, look forward and knees bend. Exhale, pick up hips. Roll one vertebra at a time. Maintain your way to a plank. Inhale in here. Exhale, drop the knees, either coming to the floor or modified chaturanga, elbows into the ribs. Inhale, up dog or cobra, whatever your preference is. And exhale, take it up and back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. And let it go. One more breath. Let's travel to the front of the mat. Inhale, look forward, knees bend. On your exhale, we'll walk the feet there, as many steps as you need. Inhale to a half lift. And exhale, bow it down with very soft knees here. Let yourself find some freedom. Maybe by shaking the head gently from side to side, or walking your hands from side to side, bending your knees more than you think you should maybe here. So we always start gently. Maybe all of your folds need to be extra gentle for your lower back and hamstrings, so you let the knees be soft. Take another few breaths here. You can continue to find movement, or you can hang out down the middle, maybe adding on some ragdoll arms if it feels nice for you. Just allowing the weight of the arms to open up the shoulders and back more, holding on to opposite elbows and arms frame head and ragdoll. 2 breaths. Still trying to fill the lungs completely. In breath and release. All right, let's get warm. Inhale, stretch all the way up to the sky. Extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Core strength vinyasa flow. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bow down with soft knees. Inhale, find half lift, hands onto shins. Exhale, plant the hands, step to down dog. Breathe in, look forward, knees bend. Exhale, wave your plank. Pick up your hips. Inhale in plank, squeeze glutes and low belly. Exhale, knees can drop to the floor on the exhale or modified chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, take it back, down dog. 1 breath in and out. Coming back to the front of the mat, inhale, knees bend, look forward. Exhale, walk the feet up to the hands. Inhale, halfway, hands to shins. And exhale, fold it down. So we're going to come into chair from here. Let's inhale just about halfway, maybe fingertips on the ground. Start to slide the hips back, and you're going to fire up pelvic floor. From here, just lift the body. Try to keep the hips back there. Finding some cactus arms or goalpost arms there if you're a football fan. You're going to bend your elbows. Start to draw a little action into the upper back by taking the elbows down. 2 breaths. 1 more. Oh, what the heck, 1 more. That wasn't enough. Let's come up. Inhale, stretch tall. And exhale, bow forward. Let's flow through vinyasa again. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands. Come on back, downward facing dog. Look forward on the in-breath. Bend your knees. Let's practice these waves. Exhale, wave, plank. Feels so good. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down, modified chaturanga, elbows squeeze ribs. Inhale, up dog or cobra there. And exhale, down dog. Now the difference between cobra and your upward dog is the thighs. So in your upward facing dog, thighs lift up off the ground. Take 1 last breath here. Alrighty, inhale, right leg stretches to the sky. 3-leg dog. Option to keep it here nice and long or bend the knee to open up the hip. Right hip stacks over on top of left. Make sure you're pressing evenly into both hands. Check in with right hand. Really press it down. On the next breath in, we go back to a 3-leg dog. Exhale, 1 tiger curl, knee into the chest, hips pick up. Inhale, take it on up. Exhale, knee into the chest, pause, and then step to the right hand. We're coming to a crescent lunge from here. You want your feet at least hips width apart. Inhale, use the front spine, so those deep core muscles to lift. And then finally, we'll take our arms to the sky and express ourselves here. Coming in and out to warm the joints. Inhale, lift nice and straight. Exhale, both knees bend, fists come to hips. 4 more, inhale. Exhale. 3, 2, and 1. Come back to crescent. Open up the arms. Find something to look at in front of you. So it's kind of like a U I got here with my arms. So I'm allowing myself a little extra space in the chest, very gently drawing the shoulders towards each other a little bit in the back. We're going to try to find a similar flow with a twist. Let's inhale, straighten everything up. Exhale, both knees bend, open the arms, twist to the right. It's tricky, I know. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, twist right. Only one more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist right. Back knee can stay bent, or it can extend back a little bit longer. One breath. Making your way to a runner's lunge twist. Look down for the right foot and then start to tilt down, bringing your left hand down towards the floor. And if you have a block, this is a good time to grab it and put it right underneath that left hand. Stretch your right arm up to the sky. Maybe look up to the sky and let the sun kiss your face. If you're outside, it's absolutely beautiful out this morning. Be here, 2 more. Nice long breaths. Feel how this is showing up in the body today. How is it showing up in your soul today? Final breath in. As you exhale, we'll bring both hands down towards the floor here, or the ground, and step it back, down dog. Oh, wow. Both sides of my bodies feel so different. How about you? Let's do the other side. Left leg takes a big sweep up. Maybe you bend the knee to open up the hip. You can keep your back foot pressed to the floor. I always like to kind of play with that, coming up onto the ball of the foot a few times. So maybe playing around there. On the next in-breath, let's stretch the left leg long and back to 3-leg dog. Exhale, curl it in. Use your belly. One more, slide it back in-breath. Exhale, draw it in and up on the out-breath, and then step to the left hand. The higher up you can get your hips, easier it is to step to the hand there. Inhale, Crescent Lunge. Express yourself here. Fists of fire lunges. Inhale, straighten everything. Exhale, bend fists in. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Unfurl the arms and chest. Find something to gaze at. I've got a beautiful symphony here of birds and golden leaves that have caught my attention. One more breath. All right, trying our twisted flow. Inhale, stretch nice and tall. Exhale, bend both knees, twist left. Inhale, get tall and unwind. Exhale, twist and dip. One more. Twist and dip and stay. Now really energize through the middle fingers, through the crown of the head, through the feet. One more breath. Look to the front foot to help you make your journey to runner's twist. Right hand down, right under the shoulder, maybe your block's there. And left arm to the sky. Be here for 3 breaths. Just one more. In breath, express yourself a little longer. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back, downward facing dog for a breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, look forward, knees bend. Exhale, like water, we wave to plank. Inhale and plank, straightening out, squeezing. Exhale, knees drop either to the floor or chaturanga, hovered. Inhale, lift up dog. Exhale, take it back down dog. Breath in and breath out. One more breath. Making our way back to the top. Inhale, look forward, bend knees. Exhale, we'll walk the hands or the feet up to the hands. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, fold. I was looking at my hands, that's why I said that. All right, let's sweep up on the in-breath, extended mountain. And exhale, hands come to the heart. So we're going to play around with our twisted chair. You might want to try it with a block, so just in case you want to give that a go, just have one nearby. And then we will get our way into a nice solid mountain pose with the feet hips width apart. Palms face forward. Relax your face. Gaze softly with your eyes. Take a big breath in, reach up. You want to find a flame mudra here. Fingertips touch above you. Inhale. As you exhale, bring your flame to your heart and sit back. Inhale, reach the arms forward in flame. And then exhale, twist over to the right. So you could stay like this, keeping the hips back and the fingers pressed. You might take your elbow to the outside of the thigh, but if that's too twisty for you this morning, try this. Take the block into the left hand and set it down on the high height. And then just sweep the right arm up. So wherever the block is kind of depends on how twisty you are. I have mine pretty much right next to the left foot, right to the inside, and even pressing my arm a little bit into the inner thigh there. This helps you stay more supported, easier but not easy by any means. One more. Good. Let's inhale and sweep all the way up and unwind. Exhale, hands to heart center, and we'll try the other side. Inhale, arms stretch up, flame mudra. Exhale, sit the hips back. Let's inhale, reach your flame forward. Exhale, pull it over to the left. Staying here. If you're very twisty and bendy already in the spine, you can take your elbow to the opposite thigh, or going for that little modification instead, right arm on the top of the block, and then reaching the other arm up. Last few breaths here. Take it in. Let it go. Last one. Release fully on the in-breath. Sweep all the way up. Exhale, hinge. Down into a fold. We'll stay for a few breaths. Hands can just be on the ground. Or maybe you slide the hands underneath the feet for your Hastasana or gorilla pose. Now notice I have very bent knees so that I'm not taxing out the hamstrings here or lower back. You could straighten them a little bit, but really softly play around with that edge so that it doesn't get too intense. 2 breaths. And 1. All right, let's take the hands out from underneath. And inhale, we'll rise. Press to the inner arches of your feet. Roll your way out of it. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center, making our way into a balancing position to transition to the back of the mat here. Hands will come to prayer at the heart. Set up nice and tall through the spine. Bring some more awareness into your right foot. And we'll begin to lift the left knee. If you need to take hands to hips, if that feels more steady for you, obviously it doesn't for me, you can do that instead. When you're ready, either with hands at heart or hands out for airplane wings, we will start to press the left foot behind us, bending the standing leg to free the hip joint. Pause here for a moment. Toes can always come down. Maybe you need to come a little in and out. Warrior 3 here, or airplane with spreading your wings. Ball of the foot lands to the back of the mat. Arms lift, and then we'll exhale to warrior 2. Let me spin around for you here. So the right toes point towards the short end of the mat, and we want the knee and the toes to point in the same direction. Your back foot might be parallel to the edge of the mat, but see if you can press the heel back a little more so that the foot actually angles and the back toes are up point towards the left corner of the mat. We'll stretch the arms nice and wide. Take a breath. And let it out. This is your warrior two. Take up a lot of space, but relax your shoulders. Flip your right hand. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, extended side angle. Let's take the right arm onto the right thigh, but we're pressing up and away. So think about creating as much length through the crown of your head, down the spine to the rear foot, and also through the arms. See if you can evenly distribute the weight in both feet so it's not just the front foot here. Last breath. Changing this into a triangle, look for your right foot and begin to straighten the right knee, taking your hand maybe onto the shin, or if your block is close by, hand on the block might serve you better. You never want to lock out the front knee and rely on your joints to hold you. Over time, your joints are not going to be happy with you about that. So bend the knee a little. It might be harder, but it's safer, and your muscles will thank you. And you'll thank me. Keep breathing. Wow, not a cloud in this gorgeous sunny sky today. It's so beautiful. One more breath here. To come out, we're taking our left hand down towards the right foot and then stepping the left foot forward about a foot or so. And now the feet are more like train tracks. Left toes point a little bit more forward. Inhale, find a little half lift. And exhale, bow down over the right leg. Little micro bend in that leg as we get a deep stretch here for hamstrings. A few more breaths in and out. If it's too intense, blocks will back you off a little, so bringing blocks under the hands if necessary. Getting ready to come out, inhale, wave your spine long, plant the hands. Take the back foot back a little more, front knee will bend, and then step it back to down dog. Maybe you pedal it out, maybe you prefer stillness. Whatever your preference happens to be is fabulous. And then we'll take it to the other side by looking forward, bending the knees. On your exhale, walk your feet to the hands. Inhale halfway. Exhale, soften and fold. Take a breath in. And let it out. Inhale, rise up, press to the inner arches, draw the energy through inner thighs, through the belly, expand it to the sky, and then exhale, hands, heart, center. And we'll do the same on the other side, beginning at the top of your mat. Engaging more awareness into the left foot. So not necessarily shifting the weight, but just kind of saying hello and finding that stability more. Hands into the heart, press them together to help firm the belly, which will also help you balance. And then lift the right knee. Stay for a moment. Maybe bringing awareness to ankle and seeing if you can firm muscles around the ankle. Coming into either warrior three variation or airplane, begin to bend the standing leg as you press the opposite foot back and extend it long. If you need a little extra help to balance from the arms, they'll just reach out. Hands to heart, whatever way you want to do. Maybe you do a little of both and just see the difference and see what works for you today. After another breath or so, we'll land in crescent. You could always come a little earlier. When you're ready, front knee bends as the back foot lands. Arms will reach up, express yourself, and then open it up, warrior two. Feet are in line in warrior two. So make the adjustments you need, and then spread your wings. Breathe it in, and breathe it out. Two more. And one. Left palm flips. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended slide angle. I also like to slide my forearm down the thigh a bit. It helps kind of lengthen the leg out of the hip, making me feel a little longer, a little stronger. You can gaze for your top arm if you wish. It's a little too sunny for me today. Oh, this is the first time I've ever complained about the sun in my life, I think. I love the sun. It's so warm. Feels so nice. One more here. And for triangle, look at your front foot. Straighten the leg. Hand rests on the shin, but make sure that doesn't make you hyperextend your knee. That's mostly why I prefer a block, so that I don't put too much pressure there. I'm going to try and turn to the sun. Ooh, it's nice. Crickets, birds, sunshine. Can't get any better than that. Take one last breath in. And exhale. We'll take both hands towards the left foot. Right leg comes forward, and the toes start to point more forward. Not necessarily all the way, but just about. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, bow down over the front leg. Little micro bend. Few more here. Last two. And last one. All right, inhale, wave spine long. Start to slide the right foot back and bend the left knee. Walk it back, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. 3 breaths in down dog. 2 more, long full breaths. And 1. Coming back to front of mat, inhale, knees bend, look forward. Exhale, walk, or you could try a little hop this time. Feet up. Inhale halfway and exhale, fold it down. Let's inhale, rise all the way up. And hands to heart. So almost done with standing series. We've got 2 more for you this morning. You will need your blocks or your stools, so have them up near your feet. Feet are hips width apart. Find your drawing upward and inward with those deep core muscles here. Then we'll take the arms all the way up and exhale, hands to heart. Stay right here, bring more awareness into the right foot. We're just going to step the left foot back just a little bit, so maybe about 2 feet behind. Arms now come towards your back pockets. Take the elbows back towards each other. Inhale, lengthen up, and then exhale, bow forward, back towards Parsvattanasana, that deep, intense stretch in the hamstring of the right leg. Now we'll grab a block to find a twisted triangle. Take your left hand onto the block. I think I'm going to go high height today. You might need to rearrange where your feet are. So once you find this kind of tabletop position here, decide if your feet feel at the right spot for your body. And then right hand onto hip, begin to twist to the right. You can keep your hand on the hip or even slide it down the back, or reach your arm up to the sky. 2 breaths here. Getting your twist on. And 1 more. All right. That's last breath to take in. Exhale, hand comes down. Let's find the other block. Walk the blocks a little forward. We're coming to balance on the right leg. Bend both knees and extend the left leg back. You might need to walk the blocks a little bit more forward here. You want them right under the shoulders. So you can stay here in this Warrior 3 variation. This is a good place to be. Or you can try a revolved half moon by taking your right hand back to the hip, and then maybe you twist to the right. It's challenging out here in the grass, isn't it? Take the right arm maybe up to the sky. I gotta keep mine on the hip today, actually. This grass is making it a little tricky. One more breath. And then we're just let our hand come back down to the block. Leg back down to the earth. Nice job back there. Let that forward fold release any energy there that you have. Even bounce a little bit. Shake it away. Inhale, stretch all the way up nice and tall. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Awareness into the left foot. Step the right foot back. Get ready for Parsvattanasana on this side. Hands slide to back pockets, proud chest. In breath. Exhale, hips back as you bow forward. Take a moment to get there. Then find your block for the right hand, whatever height you like. So it's right under the shoulder, you're not reaching around for it. Maybe you just take your left hand onto the hip and twist to the left. Or reach it up to the sky. And remember, both sides could be different, so just try. Back off if needed. Forget about it if needed. Last one. All right, as you're ready, that hand comes down. Find your block. I'm going to back myself back a little, see if I have better luck. Hands walk a little forward, bend your knees to launch the right leg up. Stay right here for a moment. Maybe you stay here the whole time, or take the left hand onto the hip again and try to twist towards left. Left arm might reach up. Try to keep the foot pointed down. Oh, looking good. One more breath in. And out. Stay with it if you can. Last breath in. As you exhale, left hand and back foot come down to the ground. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Nice and soft. Shake it off. We're all done with standing. Inhale here. Let go. Inhaling just halfway. Hands onto shins. Exhale, plant your hands, walk it back, downward facing dog for a deep breath in, and a long breath out. One more here. It's hot now, isn't it, Mary Ellen? That was good. All right, let's make our way to half pigeon. Right leg stretches up. Exhale, knee in towards chest, and then place your right knee behind the right wrist. Wiggle your left leg long down the center of the mat and take the top of your foot to the floor. If your hips are tender or don't quite reach the ground, bring a block underneath the right leg. I always start in my proud pigeon, puffing up the chest here. This helps me also see if I'm sinking to one side and if I need my block today. And then maybe you very gently start to let your pigeon take a little nap. And you just lay down. Let yourself take in the sounds around you. Sensations in the body. We'll be here for several more breaths. Four more here. Just a couple more. If your hips are still comfortable here, you're going to stay down with me for another variation. If they're not, you could come to down dog or child's instead. For our next variation, we're going to add a side stretch into the right side. So you'll just start to walk your hands over to the left. You might need to pick yourself up a little bit to do that, and then put yourself back down. Maybe even reaching a little bit longer through the right hand. A few more breaths, just 2. And 1. Good. To come out, we'll walk the hands back towards the short side of the mat and then walk them to the hips. Curl the back toes, plant your hands. When you're ready, we'll lift the right knee up to the chest and then kick the right foot to the sky. Maybe you shake it out a little bit. And then we'll make our way back to down dog here. Whenever you're ready for the other side, the left leg takes a big sweep, big sweep. Exhale, knee into the chest, hips are high, and then place the knee near the wrist, left wrist. Try to even your body to the ground to see if your body needs a block or a pillow or anything like that today. We start proud. Maybe you want to stay here. This can be quite nice on the hip flexor on the extended leg. Or we go back to sleep on this side and lay on down. And just because you needed a block on one side doesn't mean the other side needs it. I always start with it just in case to prevent injuring myself, but then once I lie down, I kind of see where I'm at. On the side, I was able to take it out, and I feel really good. We'll be here for a few more. You could fold your hands under the forehead as I'm doing now, or you could extend them forward. You could always bring a block under your forehead too. You just want your head to have a rest, a pillow, a place to be. 2 more breaths before we moonwalk the hands over. One more here. If that's enough pigeon for your hips, you could of course come out to child's or down dog or anywhere else. But if you'd like our moon-shaped pigeon for the ribs, you'll start to walk the hands over to the right. Reach a little longer through the left hand. 2 breaths. And 1. Hands walk back up towards the short side of your mat and then walk to the hips. Lift up back to your proud pigeon. Curl back toes, plant the hands. Lift the left knee in and up. Then take the leg to the sky. Shake it out if you need to shake it. And we'll bring it back down to the ground. It's time to fully rest on the back now, so knees come down to the earth. And we will just roll our way onto the back. Take your time. Give yourself some love when you get there. Allow your legs to just rest on the chest. And if they're not making it there, that's okay. Just hold yourself. Even if the legs are a little higher, you can just hold onto your knees or your shins with your hands. So the idea is to try to relax your back fully. And a gentle side-to-side rocking motion might help that happen for you. Let the earth accept your weight. And see if breath by breath, more parts of the back body are able to soften and make that connection. One more breath here. So we're going to get a little more work in today before we fully relax, coming into some core. Let's take the legs up to the sky. And you can flex your feet, or you can floint, I kind of call it, like a pointed, like a stiletto heel. You got your ball of the foot pointed up, but the toes are kind of drawn back. Let's take the hands behind the head and lift up the shoulders. I'll take a breath in, and then as you exhale, we will drop the right leg down to a hover. As you inhale, we'll switch the legs. Exhale, switch the legs. And of course, if you're like, I just want to rest, I'm okay with that, right? But if you want to get a little extra, let's go for it. Coming back to our twisted theme today, we're going to start to add a twist into these. So when the right knee comes up, we're going to twist the left elbow towards it, and then the same on the other side. And we'll just get about 4, and you got to do 1 set on each side to make one of those. That's 3, and 2, and 1. Feels like it's about 90 degrees out here now. Let's come back to the middle. And now we are finally all done with all of the hard work, knees to chest. So we'll make our way into bridge. You could do an active bridge, but if you have a block, let's use it for a supported bridge today so we can completely just relax. Your feet will be right under the knees or slightly more forward, but don't try to get them too close to the glutes there. You want to give yourself a little space. Hands alongside you. Press into the hips and begin to lift the hips up. Now, if you want to work more, you will hold yourself with the strength of the back body, but if you want to work less, take a block, low height for some of us, medium height for others, and place it under the sacrum. You'll know it's in the right spot when it's comfortable. So if it's not comfortable, you want to move it a little further up or down so that you can rest. Once you're there, let your shoulders open up, palms face up, and even let your feet get a little wider and just relax through the front body. And just work your suntan if you're outside here. We'll be here for 3 or 4 more breaths, just depending upon how long your breath is. Last few. One more. So if you're not using a block, grab it and get ready to put it underneath your hips. You could either put it down on a low height or keep it on the medium height if you're there as we come into waterfall. If it's on the medium height, you want to really be careful not to tip over by lifting the knees in and up so they kind of stack over the belly there a bit. And then once you're done that with both of them, wiggling the block so it's not going to tip over, then we'll take the legs up to the sky. Just allowing the blood to drain down from the legs and into the heart. 4 breaths here. Three more. Last few. Taking either 1 or 2 more breaths. If you're enjoying yourself, I always encourage you to stay a little bit longer. We can always just catch up to each other later. No worries. Getting ready to come down as you're ready, and if you've got the block a little higher, bend your knees first so you don't tip, and then place the feet back down. Remove your block, set it out of the way, and then we're going to take our way into a gentle twist. So feet are about hips width apart here. Pick up your hips and move them a little bit over towards the left side of your mat. Arms can kind of spread out a little longer. And then we'll lift the knees up, maybe a little bit over the chest or belly, and then allow the knees to fall over towards the right side. Sometimes I like to take a block in between the knees to make that a little more gentle so they don't have to kind of reach so far to touch each other. We're trying to keep both shoulders down, but allowing the hip to lift up off the ground, getting a nice twist through the middle of the spine. Just about one more here. And then when you're ready, we'll switch sides, bringing your knees back up towards center. Scoot the hips to the other side, with or without your block in between the knees. Roll your knees over towards the left. And you don't have to stay where you land. Readjust. There's always micro adjustments happening in your practice, whether they're physical micro adjustments, emotional ones, or critical mind ones. Yoga is a holistic, full body approach to wellness. One more here. Making your way into your final Shavasana, we will unwind, set your block out of the way. Bring your spine fully down onto the earth. If you need any sort of a movement or anything at all so that you're ready to feel comfortable and rested, allow that to happen. And eventually we will find Shavasana either with knees bent to the sky and kind of knocked in towards each other for a nice restful lower back version. Or if it is comfortable for you to extend the legs, then you could of course do that instead. Give yourself a moment to draw the shoulders from the ears so that you have a lot of space for your neck. Legs might lengthen a little bit out of the hips. You got a lot of space down into the low spine too. And now there's nothing for you to do but just be your amazing self. Just be as you are. If your mind is busy today, it might be helpful for you to continue breathing mindfully down into the belly and releasing. Other days it's easier to drop into your sense of peace. And if that's the kind of day you're having, then maybe you just allow the breath to come and go on its own as well. Just being an observer to your body, your thoughts, sensations, as if they're not even happening to you, just completely impartial here. Seeing them for what they truly are. Continue to allow yourself to be in this state of bliss. And I invite you to stay reclined for our final Om and Namaste today if you would like to have a longer Shavasana and a longer amount of time in this beautiful restful state. But if you would like to end seated, then you will start to very slowly Move the fingers, toes, wrists, ankles, eventually taking knees maybe into the chest and giving yourself a hug. But please know it is not necessary in any way, only if it pleases you. If you are making your way to a seat, you'll either rock off to right or left and use your hands to press yourself there, or rocking forward and back works for me too. Once you've found the ground and a comfortable place to sit, hands come again to the heart in prayer. We'll close here in the same position where we began, coming full circle, hopefully feeling a little different. Ending here with a final Om and Namaste. We'll take a cleansing breath to prepare. Big breath in. And sigh it out. And inhale for Om. Breath in. Taking your thumb knuckles to your third eye center, our place of wisdom. We'll bow and honor each other with the word Namaste. Thanks everybody out there. Have a great day. Thanks again. Bye.